Dream is a YouTuber known for his Minecraft Manhunt series, a series where his friends, aka the Hunters, try to kill him before he defeats the Ender Dragon. Dream is known for his mastery of Minecraft as he continues to outplay the Hunters over and over, resulting in frustrating moments for the Hunters. In this video, however, I will be sharing 5 strategies that Hunters could use in order to defeat speedrunners as skilled as Dream. Some of these are obvious while others are not so much. Let's head straight into it. This is probably one of the easiest and most obvious strategies that both the speedrunner and the Hunters can use to defeat the others. The most effective trap with the Nether portal is to surround it with obsidian, while the feet of the trap player is exposed. Players on the outside will be able to attack the trap player's legs. A lot of the times in Dream's videos, the Hunters do not block off the portal with obsidian, but with other blocks that are easy to mine, such as cobblestone or dirt. The speedrunner can also pull off this trap. For example, in Dream's Minecraft Manhunt speedrunner vs 3 Hunters, Dream used a bed to kill all 3 Hunters at the same time. A method that the Hunters can use to prevent themselves from being cheesed is to set up camp outside the portal. The Hunters should first test out the portal by going through it without anything in their inventory, especially when there is a substantial amount of time between which Dream enters the portal and the time that the Hunters enter the portal. Trapping the Nether portal also doesn't have to be on the other side. For example, the Hunters can pretend to hide the portal by covering it with netherrack, while being blatantly obvious with the location of the portal. One Hunter would hide next to the portal inside the netherrack with multiple beds that they would be able to use to kill Dream once he mines through the netherrack cage. Beds are extremely deadly in the Nether, especially in close spaces, difficult for players to move around in. The explosion power of beds are actually stronger than a single block of TNT. Even though enchanting seems like a trap, it is actually a really good idea. Let's have a hypothetical scenario where there are 3 Hunters chasing Dream. An enchantment table would cost a total of 5 diamonds to make, while 3 diamond swords would cost 6 diamonds. The 3 Hunters that enchanted would most likely have full iron armor with protection 1 and an iron sword with sharpness 2. If the Hunters did not enchant, then they would all have diamond swords with stock iron armor. The sharpness 2 iron sword is comparable to a normal diamond sword, where the enchanted iron sword would do 0.5 more base damage and the diamond sword would do more critical damage. However, the hypothetically enchanted 3 players would have a huge armor advantage with protection 1 iron armor. Dream would have a harder time fighting the enchanted trio due to their similar damage to the non-enchanted ones while having more survivability due to their armor. The enchanted Hunters would also have the benefit of enchanting their other items such as bows and pickaxes. Some may argue, however, that the extra resources that the Hunters would be spending on mining obsidian and extra iron is not worth it for the extra survivability, but I would disagree. Initially, during the early game, mining would take an extremely long time, but after you have mined a certain amount, mining a bit more doesn't actually take that much time. Sure, enchanting would also take a bit of time, but I think the Hunters would be able to spare 5 minutes when a whole game lasts hours. Overall though, more Hunters would mean that enchanting would provide more value, but Hunters should plan depending on the number of diamonds they have. Enchanting only takes 5 diamonds though, so I think it is definitely worth it. There have been many instances where Dream gets a huge advantage because he manages to kill the Hunters when he is thousands of blocks away from spawn. By having lots of wool and setting spawn often, the Hunters would be able to save a lot of time catching up to Dream as he runs away. Dream would therefore have to engage in more fights, which means that he would have a higher chance of dying. It may seem wasteful for the Hunters to hold a bunch of beds in their inventory, as that space could be used to hold other stuff that could be more important. However, I would argue that if the Hunters were more organized and killed every single sheep they came across, they would be able to have enough wool for setting their spawn multiple times. The benefits of having a closed respawn point greatly outweighs the negatives, and it cannot be argued with, especially when Dream often jumps and ambushes the Hunters to kill them with surprise. One reason that George, Sapnap, and Bad were so much more successful in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th 3v1 videos was because they were much more organized. However, I think that they can do a much better job at specializing and giving each other specific roles. Specializing allows them to be a bit more efficient, which is important when Dream is ahead, as catching up to him would be essential for killing him. Technically, they could specialize in any way they want, as they are already doing that to a certain extent in the Manhunt videos. However, I will be including my suggestions because I think it is more efficient and effective, and also a better balance of resource gathering time and annoyance for Dream. The first hunter would be in charge of obtaining food. This is essential for making sure that they do not get hungry when chasing or during fights, as their battles often last a long time. Having enough food to eat so that they can heal or run away would be extremely important against Dream, who is really good at taking advantage of others when they have no food. As food gathering occurs on the surface, it would also be a good idea for the food gatherer to cook the food and gather wood. The second hunter would be in charge of collecting underground resources. These include stone, iron, and possibly other ores such as gold, diamond, and lapis. There are several strategies a player can use underground to maximize their yields when caving. If the second hunter is having trouble collecting enough though, the first hunter could always help them once they complete their tasks. Then comes the third hunter. The third hunter would not actually be collecting resources. Instead, they would be tracking Dream as an annoyance. They must understand, however, that they cannot move close to Dream and always have their guard up for potential surprise attacks. They would begin by collecting resources with the other hunters for essential travel items. A basic kit, in my opinion, would be some cooked food, 2 smokers, a stone axe, a bit of wood, and a bit of coal. Having a person that constantly tracks Dream would not only annoy Dream when the tracker broadcasts his location and his motives, but also inform the other hunters whether they should start wrapping up their preparations and start making their way to Dream. The other 2 hunters would meet up with a tracking third hunter when the time is right to split resources and fight Dream. One thing to note though is that this must occur after basic needs have been met. The hunter that goes underground to mine should not be going underground if they do not have any food or wood. In Dream's Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters rematch, the hunters had full control of the first end portal room that Dream found. The hunters could have taken advantage of this by going to the end before Dream to trap it. This is extremely effective as there is only one end platform in each world. It does not switch no matter which end portal in the world you use. If the hunters make it impossible for Dream to survive, then Dream would have to give up before he even reaches the end. However, it would not result in interesting content, so I do not think that Dream would ever release a video with this strategy in play. Overall, I think that if George, Sapnap, and Bad employed the strategies I have explained in this video, I think that they would have a much better chance of defeating Dream and winning. It would be interesting to see them employ one of these strategies in their next video, even if the end platform trap would result in a very boring video, unless Dream finds a way to weasel his way out. However, strategies are only half of the story when it comes to Minecraft Manhunt. To truly have a chance against Dream, especially when you don't have a huge numbers advantage, is to practice and train yourself to be as mechanically masterful as Dream. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It will only take 2 seconds and it will mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed.